Every now and then, Rockstar likes to bring useless things into Grand Theft Auto Online, and you just ask yourself, I could have had a really good car or aircraft instead of this, but instead, this is what Rockstar has given us. And in today's video, we are going to be reviewing one of these said vehicles, the Streamliner 216. It's kind of an Indiana Jones looking plane. It looks very cool, don't get me wrong, and Rockstar could have made this a very unique aircraft if it had decent missiles and it was, I don't know, decently well armored or something like that. Unfortunately, the Streamliner is not. Let's start off with the upgrades this aircraft has. First of all, we have armor. This is obviously going to make it survive a little bit longer than it normally would, and if you make some crashes, you're not going to instantly burn and die. We've got the engine upgrade, which will increase its airspeed and overall maneuverability. We've got bombs that we can put on it, explosive, incendiary, gas, or cluster. As we know, the normal bombs are the best, so this upgrade is completely worthless. We have handling. This will make it fly a bit better, turn a bit better, okay? We got some livery options. We can do a normal blue stripes, we can do green stripes, red ocean, Devin Weston, and then we can do purple horizon, fly US, dynamic stripes, which doesn't really do much. We got orange flash, classic stripes, abstract camo. I'm going to go for classic stripes because this kind of reminds me of like an old airliner. We have some front-mounted machine guns that are going to cost me $300,000, and we can respray the vehicle to whatever color we want. The secondary color doesn't seem to do all much apart from just be a little bit of a flare on the roof, so whatever. We'll go with the diamond blue. Doesn't really make all too much of a difference. So there you go. We have fully upgraded our Streamliner 216. To purchase this aircraft, surprisingly, it's not actually available on Elitist. You would think it is, because the Streamliner is just a normal propellered plane, just like the Alpha Z1 or the Seabreeze, but nope. To actually get your hands on this vehicle, you're going to have to go over to Warstock Cash and Carry, and there it is, the third vehicle on the list for a whopping $2.238 million. And I should also point out to you that this vehicle does not get a trade price, so the vehicle's price you're looking at right now is as cheap as it's going to get. So, is the aircraft worth it? Well, I can tell you it's a big, fat no. And that's with a capital F. Let's talk about what this aircraft has going for it. First of all you have is a machine gun. And that kind of sucks. That means, yeah, obviously shooting at anything, this isn't going to do much. If you're shooting at cars, yeah, good luck, you're not going to be able to take them out. This aircraft has a flying speed of 143 miles per hour. That's it. I mean, an Oppressor Mark II can almost fly as fast as a frickin' plane. And as I said, really the only thing that this vehicle does have is at least some bombs that you can drop out of the engine bay. Apart from that, it's just, I mean, why would you use this aircraft? It's got bombs, and that's about it. If Rockstar gave this aircraft some either unique weapon or missiles with flares, it wouldn't be that bad, because obviously missiles and flares make really any flying vehicle decently good. But unfortunately for this aircraft, it doesn't get missiles or flares, which means essentially anybody can take you out of the sky. Only flying at 143 miles an hour means that a frickin' crop duster has a higher effective top speed. Like, yeah, you heard that correctly. For any of you that have purchased this aircraft, either because of curiosity when it first came out, or because you thought it looked cool, let me know how many times you've legitimately flown this aircraft after purchasing it. Like, please, let me know. I would be very surprised if any of you have flown this more than, like, 3 times, or just let it sit in your garage and collecting dust. So, yeah, the Streamliner is a complete waste, especially when you compare it to this. The Rogue. To get your hands on this aircraft, once again, you're going to have to make your way into Warstock Cash and Carry. You're going to have to scroll a fairly decent chunk into the website to actually find this aircraft, but there it is. The Rogue is going to cost you $1.2 million. And that is nothing compared to the $2.2 million that you're going to find on the Streamliner. It's almost half of the entire price tag. So, what does the Rogue have going for it? Well, first of all, it flies a heck of a lot faster at 220 miles per hour. That is 80 miles per hour faster than what the Streamliner flies at. Add that into the fact the Rogue also features armor upgrades, can survive more missiles. It features flares, which means if missiles are being fired at you, you can very easily evade them. It has engine upgrades, handling upgrades, it also has some cool liveries, but the better part is weapons. This, first of all, features bombs. So, just like the Streamliner, it can do the exact same thing there. It also features explosive cannons and missiles. missiles. So it really makes you question why you would ever get your hands on a Streamliner, or to be honest, a lot of the propellered aircraft in the game, when something like the Rogue exists, and it is also only $1.2 million. In front of you, we have the Rogue and the Streamer, and we're going to compare the advantages and disadvantages that both of these aircraft feature. Let's start off with the obvious one, being the price tag. The Rogue is $1.2 million, and the Streamer is $2.2 million, so the Rogue gets a big ol' fat dub right there. Let's talk about weapons. The Rogue features an explosive machine gun. The Streamer does not. The Rogue features missiles. The Streamer does not. The Rogue features bombs, the Streamer does, and the Streamer features a lame machine gun, which the Rogue doesn't. Which one wins? Well, obviously, when you have missiles and an explosive machine gun, with the same bombs that the Streamer features, the Rogue wins in literally every category. Who would ever want these lame front-mounted machine guns when you can have literal explosive machine guns that the Rogue gets? So once again, the Rogue is getting another point. Now when it comes to seating arrangements, I will have to give the Streamer the advantage. The Streamer at first glance only looks like it seats 2 people, but that's until you take a look that it actually has a little cargo bay that you can also fit people into in the back. So the Streamer, even though you'd think can seat like, I don't know, 20 or 30 people, can actually seat 4. Ooh, where the Rogue, I'm actually quite surprised to say, can seat 2 people. You got 1 seat in the front and 1 in the back. It's actually pretty nice that you can seat 2. So, sure, the Rogue doesn't fit as many people, but who cares? Nowadays in Grand Theft Auto Online, people don't have friends, let's be real. Like, a lot of people grind solo, they don't really use a lot of help from other players, and if you need help from another player, why not pull out 2 Rogues instead of pulling out 1? Then you're twice as deadly instead of pulling out 1 Streamliner. So once again, I don't really think the seating arrangements is really all too much of a problem. Let's talk about handling, maneuverability. Well, obviously all that goes to the Rogue. The Rogue is faster, it turns much better, accelerates faster. It also has flares, which the Streamer doesn't, so when it comes to countermeasures and survivability, the Streamer's also losing there. I should also mention that the Streamer can only survive 1 missile, where the Rogue can survive upwards of 2 missiles. So once again, the Rogue just has another flat advantage. So, what have we learned today? Well, we've learned that the Streamer is literally a flying pile of turds. I do not understand why anybody would want to purchase that aircraft when it is literally the most useless vehicle in the game. There is nothing unique about it, there's nothing special about it. It looks cool, I will give people that. It looks very cool, kind of like an Indiana Jones type plane. And it would have been a lot cooler if it had flares and missiles. Unfortunately, the only missile that it is a pile of flaming turds. So that right there is my opinion of the Streamer 216. The Rogue is literally better in every single way apart from seating arrangements, and even then, as I went over, just buy 2 Rogues. It's literally the same price anyway, so why wouldn't you? At the end of the day, this is just one man's opinion, but I'm pretty sure the majority of GTA content creators would agree with this one man's opinion on the fact that the Rogue is literally the best of the best when it comes to cheap flying aircraft, and the fact that there's literally no reason why you'd ever get your hands on something like a Streamer. So, I'll see you all in the next one. Make sure to click that subscribe button down below if you enjoyed the video. Bye-bye.